and welcome to the Real Show celebratory interviews where we are talking to people who have created, grown, or accomplished things in the middle of a pandemic. And I'm so excited to bring to you this young lady because she's amazing. When I met her, it was all peaceful and all zen. And I'm excited to talk about her journey and find out what we're celebrating for her today. So please put your hands together for Summer Teague. Hey, Summer.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm really excited about this interview because I know a little bit about your story.
Mhm.
And I've experienced your services. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Uh, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, my name is Summer. I'm 25 years young. I have a favorite puppy, and I love to spend time with my friends and family and be happy.
And that is awesome. And what is kind of uh I feel like needed in your line of work. So tell us a little bit about your business too.
Okay. So, my business is called Holistic.Wellbeings, and it really is just that everything for your well being, for your holistic well being. So, that's your mind, your body, and your spirit. Um, I do massage therapy and Reiki healing services in person in Jacksonville. And I've also been delving into some herbalism after doing some schooling there. I love making people feel better, relieving pain and stress, and allowing them to show up in the world as better versions of themselves.
And listen, I feel better. I feel like a better
Yay.
version of myself. Woo!
Good.
Yes, indeed. So, um, this past year and some has been crazy. And,
Hmm.
we've all had to shift and pivot and do things differently. But what I realized is that a lot of people started creating and growing and accomplishing things that maybe they didn't think they had time to do. Well, then we had all of this time to do. And
Hmm.
so, my question to you, Summer, is what have you created, grown, or accomplished in the past year?
Okay. Well, so pre COVID, I was working for a chiropractor, a spa, and myself. And when COVID happened, it honestly like opened up a door to me that I had always wanted to quit working for other people and only work for myself. But it was kind of like, when's that going to happen? I'm not ready yet. And then
Mhm.
COVID happened and, everything shut down.
Right.
And who was still there were my clients. They wanted me, masking up and taking all the precautions, but they still wanted their wellness services.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is it. This is time. This is my sign. I'm not going back to anything. I am going full force into my business and into my clients. And what I've accomplished is doubling my sales
Wow.
since before COVID.
That is awesome. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, it really is just what's funny is that I think COVID has shown us we can accomplish the things we didn't think we could beforehand because we had all of the
Hmm.
excuses and COVID removed all of the excuses.
Yes,
So, so what are you gonna
do
do now?
it or don't.
Right. And that's
Mhm.
awesome. Listen, we celebrate doubled sales. Woohoo!
Yes.
Absolutely. So, you talked about working for all of these other people and you said you wanted to work for yourself. Pre-COVID, did you see any of this happening for you, opening up your own space and doubling your sales? Did you see any of that happening?
I always did, yes, but I didn't see it happening so soon. I always thought, oh, one day, one day, one day. I didn't think that it would be today.
And but that's so cool. Like you at least you saw it. You were like, okay, I'm
Hmm.
heading there at some point.
Yes.
And COVID allowed some point to happen sooner
Yes.
than you thought. So that's
Mhm.
so awesome. Because a lot of people, um, this has given them an opportunity to do things that even they didn't see. But,
Mhm.
even in that process, they're like, well, I kind of saw this happening, but life.
Yeah.
But, and it really did give all of us an opportunity to find that thing and start to see the things that maybe we had seen before. Like you had already
Mhm.
seen it, but now you have the opportunity to live it out and double your sales. Whoop whoop.
Yes. I love that it made people have to really see what they would do with their time if they were really in control of all of their time.
Right, right.
Like, there's no more room for excuses. It's just, okay, you have the time now. Are you going to do it?
And what's great about this show is that we're finding people that are doing
Yes.
it.
Not too late.
Right, it's not at all. So in your
Mm.
process of creating your own and doing it now, what has been your greatest hurdle and how did you overcome it?
So I would say my greatest hurdle has been very vocation specific. So, as a massage therapist, as a young woman, um, it's been hard to market because I would put out an ad. I can't, I would put out paid marketing and as a mobile therapist, I would put out paid marketing and I would get responses, a little creepy responses from some creepy people. I'm just like, this isn't
No, this
working.
is
I can't,
this is
I
not
can't
that
do
type of
it.
service. This is not what I'm coming
Yeah.
to your house for.
And
Oh
I just
goodness.
and I just man, I really tried to sound so professional and really just be really focused on health and wellness, and still it wouldn't work. I would still get more creepy requests than actual prospective clients. So that was a big hurdle. And I have overcome that by really just trusting the process and giving my clients, like, really loving up the clients that I do have and
Mhm.
encouraging referrals. And I also recently am rented a room. So I'm renting a wellness room where I can see people where I don't have to go to their homes. And I think that that turned off a lot of the creepy
Yeah.
requests, because it's like, okay, it's at a legitimate spot, not just at my house. Like, probably have to act right there, So I've been able to market a little bit outside of that only organic marketing, and been able to get, at least 3 or 4 new clients a month
Well, that's
through
awesome.
through having the room.
Right, right, and that's
Mm.
awesome because, like you said, it cut down on the creepy people,
Yes.
because that is not what we're doing, and, it gives you, some people, especially from an entrepreneurial perspective, most people like, "Okay, you're coming to my house or well, where are you based at? Like, where's your base?" People
Hmm.
people can't
Yes.
think like, "Well, what I do, I can come to you, I can do this here." You know, uh,
Hmm.
People who aren't like us as entrepreneurs can't
Yes.
think past a space. So now it not that you weren't legitimate before, but
Yeah,
it
adds
get it
legitimacy.
right, in
Mhm.
people's minds. And so that's great that that has allowed for growth to happen in your business.
Mhm.
Um
And I had to take that step without being ready. I would really like to point that out, that I didn't wait until I had enough clients to pay for
mhm,
the room. I was
mhm.
like, I'm gonna get the room and then I'm gonna get the clients to pay for the room. And it just happened. It just worked from the very first month.
That's great because a lot of people are they're, like, waiting for the right time, like,
Hmm.
"I have to wait till I have these clients, and I have this in place, and I have these ducks in a row," and yes, we need to have our ducks in a row, and we need to
Yes.
plan, but then there are times where we actually need to take that leap of faith, like, "If I do
Hmm.
this," if you build it, they will come. If you
Yes.
rent it, they will come. If you get the space, they will come. And so,
Yeah. They
um,
can't come to nothing.
right. And that's a great that's a great point because people. Okay, so sometimes I have these little moments,
Yes, let the process.
but people have, because you go to all of these classes, go to all these things about how to
Mhm,
do business and what you're supposed to have in place and all of these things. So it's one thing, yes, to have a plan, to have a process, to have all of these things in place, and that is really the goal so that you can do your business well, replicate it if
mhm,
need be, and make sure you're in compliance with all of the different rules and regulations of running a business from the corporate side of running a business.
mhm,
But also in that, there is the faith aspect in trusting that, you know, even though you might not feel ready or feel like you're in the right place, there's always a nudge like, hey, do this thing. Like, if you do this,
mhm.
then all of the other things will fall in line.
Yeah.
And trusting yourself enough to know
Mhm,
that that is the time. Like, now is
mhm.
the time to do this thing. I know it seems like 4 steps ahead doesn't make good sense right now,
Yeah.
but the nudge is usually so strong, it's like, "Okay, okay, I gotta do it. I gotta
It
just do
did
this."
seem a few steps ahead
Mhm.
than where
But
I was at. Like, "Oh, I'm not quite there yet," but
but you did it, and they're coming, and that is amazing. So, in that process, in overcoming your hurdles, you've gotten this space, you're growing in business. What have you learned about yourself in the process?
oh, hmm. I think that I've learned most about myself that there's still more to learn about myself than I thought because I was looking through an old notebook from when I was in massage school,
Mhm.
and I had wrote out a business plan, not really a business plan, a plan of how I was going to pay to
Mhm.
have my own wellness room, and that was babysit in the back and um waitress on the side and like do all these other because that's what I knew. That's how I knew to make money was side jobs. Like,
Right.
I'd had no actual faith in me actually making the money to pay the rent for it. I was like, how to pay the
Wow.
rent for my wellness room. And it's just so funny that I just knew what I knew then. That's all that I knew. And now
Mhm.
that I know what I'm capable of, I just know that I could be in that same spot right now, like in the future, looking back at what I thought now and
Mhm.
seeing, how much I will have grown and changed and my mindset can have changed. So I basically just learned that there's more to learn.
But that too is a great mindset because that means that growth is going to occur and you're okay with
Hmm.
that. Like, you've learned from here to here, oh, I've grown. I've, changed my mindset and done some things and went and gone through the process. Like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. Okay, I see it now. I see where my thinking was then, where I am now, and know that it's going to be different in the future and not afraid of it. I think a lot of
Well, it's
people.
exciting.
Right, that okay. I'm glad it's exciting for you. I'm not gonna say a lot of people. I'm gonna say it's not that it's not exciting for me.
Hmm.
That's my scary point. But
Yeah.
it's also the point that I know, like, I'm going to have to be scared. I'm going to have to be uncomfortable
Hmm.
because it's not going to look like what I already know. It's gonna
Hmm.
look like something different. It's gonna look like a whole, like, well, where did this even come from?
Yes. Where am I?
Right. But, you know, that's what's so great about the process. That is, I appreciate it. I don't like it. But when I when I get over there, I appreciate it because it helps us to develop uh, you know, new ways of doing things, new ways of learning, new ways of coping and dealing with things. And
New
um
income.
right, new income. Yes, indeed. So, and as entrepreneurs, not we don't look at things as like side hustles and the main hustle
Mhm.
necessarily. We look at streams of income. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like a hustle is a little bit different than a stream of income. Like
Yes.
we're just trying to do it so we can get this and do it and then be done with it. But we're looking at,
Mhm.
okay, I can do this. This can parlay off of this, can parlay, we've got all these different branches to this
Mhm.
beautiful tree because we started doing a one thing.
Mhm.
And that really is, I think that's the greatest thing for me about being an entrepreneur is
Mhm.
that when you find your thing, that becomes the trunk of your tree, and then you find all of these different branches off that thing.
Oh,
That
I have to tell you, I had all the different branches, and everyone's like, "You gotta pick. How are you gonna put these all on one tree?" And I mean, I'm not huge into astrology, but I am a Gemini, so I am
Mhm.
interested in a million things, and I don't want to give up any of them. Like, and I want them to be part of my business. Like, my business is based off of me and what I believe in and what I think works and what I like. And so I had all these little things and I've been slowly building them, like slowly building my base
Mhm.
for all of those things.
Mhm. But you're all this that you just did, you've
Mhm.
put them into a place that they can grow out of,
Yes,
you
that's
know?
true. That's true. I brought my bases and now they grow out.
Right. Like usually we're like all out here, all of this, woo, woo, woo. But now we got to get here.
We
We got
got
a
a
bigger,
center.
right. We have the center, and then we can flourish out of that place. So that,
Mhm.
ah, it's the great life of an entrepreneur when we finally get to this place.
Yes, because people think you're crazy. They're like,
They
"What
do.
do you even think's going on?"
Right. Uh,
That's not how my world works. So how is your world going to work like that?
right. So with all that you've gone through, the hurdles and what you're learning about yourself and all of those things, what encouragement would you give to someone?
Ooh, at what stage?
Maybe the stage you are now, how you've just kind of pivoted and figured out, what you're doing now, knowing that growth is
Mhm.
going to happen. But maybe they're at the point where, the, as a matter of fact, talk to the point of the leap of faith that you took. What
Okay.
encouragement would you give to
I knew
someone?
it. I knew it. So, I would say to have a little piece of proof. Look to see if you have any little piece of proof that what you are doing is going to work, even if it's a small piece of proof. You know, people have given you money for your service, or I mean, that piece of proof can just be like if you really, really, really believe in it, and nothing is going to change that. You just really know that can be a piece of proof too. And if you have that, that's your ticket. So just use it and just do it and have maybe some people who believe in you too that you can talk to.
What was your piece of proof?
My piece of proof. People paid me for things. They were I was getting booked up. I was getting kind of busy and I was like, okay, this is a big chunk of proof right here that what I'm doing is meaningful and is going to work.
That's awesome. And we like to be paid for what we do and what we have a passion about.
Mhm.
So yay for
Yes.
that. And that really is great advice because it can get discouraging out here at times, when we're doing
Mhm.
things. And like you said before, like people think we're crazy when we do certain things, like that that this doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make
Mhm.
sense to us either. Quite
Mm-mm.
frankly.
No.
But that really is great. Look for the piece of proof. So Summer, tell us how we can find you online.
So my website is holisticwellbeings.com. Also, my Instagram is holistic.wellbeings. My Facebook is Summer Tea, like a tea bag. LMT, licensed massage therapist. And yeah, you can connect with me on any of those.
Whoop, whoop. Well, thank you
Mhm.
so much, Summer, for being part of this. I'm so glad you shared your story.
Yeah, thank you. It's been great talking to you.
Yay! And thank you all for hanging out with us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel and look forward to more stories coming up soon. And until next time, bye, guys.
Yay! Bye.